So, folks, we got to talk about how the Trump administration and conspiracy theories and RFK Jr. are continuing their track record of getting people killed. And I just have to say, I really wish I didn't have to be talking about this. But unfortunately, this is just where Trump's America is right now. There's no real way of saying this, but under RFK Jr., thousands of people are about to lose access to HIV drugs. Specifically, Florida, and a combination of the state of Florida and the federal government are cutting off access to HIV drugs to around 10,000 people in Florida. 10,000 people. And of course, you know why they want to do this. It's because it's just an extension of the AIDS pandemic. It is just the continuance of the idea that God created AIDS and HIV to punish the gays. Why? Literally, why? I mean,
Slow this down, talk to community about what the better solutions are, and see if there's any other pathway out of this.
A note on the state's AIDS Drug Assistance Program webpage outlines changes coming to the program. Only people at or below 130% of the federal poverty level qualify. For an individual, that's just over $20,000. Previously, people at 400% of the federal poverty line qualified. That person makes more than $62,000, effectively cutting 10,000 people out of the program.
Yeah, so basically, if you make more than $20,000, but less than $60,000, you're shit out of luck.
Numbers are going to climb, as people lose access to their HIV medications. Not only is the community viral load going to increase, but the individuals who are going to have to stop taking medications.
Fox 13 obtained copies of 2 letters sent to people who were just terminated from the program. This is one of them.
They're canceling people's health insurance policies by the way the letter is written. They have no authority to do that for those that they're paying the premium.
Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo acknowledged the seriousness of this cut in a committee hearing on Wednesday.
It's a very real and consequential issue that we're dealing with.
The Florida Department of Health said the move is to prevent
Oh, well, it's great that he said that, because who would have not known that AIDS and HIV are very real if not for this cut? Thanks.
Shortfall of $120 million.
Exponentially increasing in cost due to changes at the federal level, specifically related to the federal tax credits for Affordable Care Act, ACA health plans.
Because the US government gave $1 trillion to the wealthiest people alive at the expense of those 10,000 people who will now no longer be able to access their HIV medication. And many of them are going to die as a result of that, folks. They don't care. They don't care in Florida because it's run by Republicans. They don't care in Washington, D.C. because it's run by Republicans. And their general idea here is that, well, the gays deserve to die because aren't they sinners deserving of death? Like that is their like moral and political position is let them die. Sure, could we prevent it? Yeah. Will we? Nah. That would cost money.
Tax credits expired on December 31st. Last week, the House voted on a plan to extend the credits for 3 years.
For the people who think AIDS is a God-given curse and we should not interfere with it, I ask, is your God stronger or weaker than man-made medicine?
It's...
In this first full week of the new year, House Democrats, every single one of us, joined by 17 Republicans, have partnered in a bipartisan way to protect the health care of the American people.
Man, like, part of me gets so fucking mad at this, dog, because yes, Democrats did do that, but also Democrats have had leverage multiple times over the past year to shut the government down, and then they did, and then they did not hold to that position and actually get concessions. Like, that's the infuriating part of it. Like, you guys could have gotten concessions on this shit.
Now, its fate is uncertain in the Senate.
Obamacare has been a disaster, and I think doubling down on the things that haven't worked isn't the answer.
And while the fight at the federal level continues, here on the state level, Latipo says there are not enough resources to keep everyone enrolled.
There are. The resources are just being given to the richest motherfuckers. Like, you're making a cost-benefit analysis, and you're just saying, well, it's worth it to us to give money to rich motherfuckers rather than to keep, your loved one alive. So, yeah, look, ICE can be funded infinitely, but the second it comes to people dying of preventable illnesses, oh no, what money could possibly we could possibly get? Who knows? It's worse than that. They're cutting Descovy, which means if HIV causes renal insufficiency to a person, they just die. There is no alternative for Descovy. Yeah. I mean, like, it is genuinely just people with HIV gotta leave. Gotta leave Florida. Or die, I guess.
With additional resources, it would be possible to fill that gap. But with the resources that we currently have, we're unable to fill that gap.
With limited solutions on the table.
So that placed us in a position where we needed to make some changes. So the team has been literally tirelessly trying to figure out a solution, and they've explored multiple solutions. So we've had conversations with Health and Human Services at the federal level to try and figure out how we can retain the 30,000 patients with HIV. We have had conversations with other states. We've had conversations with our local stakeholders.
It's just genuinely monstrous. Like, there's really no other way to say it. Like, this is just monstrous. And I want y'all to know that this comes directly from RFK Jr. saying that AIDS doesn't kill people. If you think that, like, all of this is happening in a vacuum, it's not. It's because literally RFK Jr., the guy who is in charge of our entire nationwide healthcare system right now, thinks that gay people didn't die from AIDS. Here is a clip of him saying that.
A lot of people that said it's not a virus. The virus is a passenger virus. And these people are dying mainly because of poppers. 100% of the people who died in the first 1,000 who had AIDS were people who were addicted to poppers, which are known to cause Kaposi sarcoma in rats. And they were people who were part of a gay lifestyle where they were burning the candle at both ends, and they were.
This man thinks that the gays were being killed by sniffing poppers. That they were killed because they were just having too much sex at both ends. That's what got them killed. What are poppers? You smell them and they like help relax your butthole. Whatever. It's stupid to say the entire AIDS epidemic was because of poppers. This would be like saying the Spanish flu epidemic was caused by caffeine. Did he blame poppers? Yeah. We are only halfway through this clip, by the way. I'm gonna roll it back because, like, the fact that this exists and it's this crazy is wild.
There's a lot of people that said it's not a virus. The virus is a passenger virus. And these people are dying mainly because of poppers. 100% of the people who died in the first 1,000 who had AIDS were people who were addicted to poppers, which are known.
I also just real quick, I have never heard I have never heard of someone being addicted to poppers.
RFK Jr. has had more experience with AIDS than most gay people will ever have.
That Sake Tanuki getting spicy tonight. Thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. So, like, I've never heard of anyone getting addicted to poppers. Okay, what that means is gay men were sniffing a lot of poppers and having a lot of like gay sex. That's all that means. Like the idea here that, oh, they were just all addicted to poppers, AIDS wasn't real. Are you fucking kidding me?
Known to cause Kaposi sarcoma.
It'd be like getting addicted to smelling salts or something. And like, yeah, I bet you can theoretically do that, but that's not the widespread problem that killed all those people during the AIDS epidemic. It was HIV that turned into AIDS.
When you remember that everything he says is projection, RFK's statements suddenly become clear.
Rats. And
glad to have you here, Stellar.
And, you know, they were people who were part of a gay lifestyle where they were burning the candle at both ends, and they were taking a lot of injectable drugs and methadone, and there were poppers on sale everywhere at the gay bars. I remember growing up in that era, in the gay bars, they would be last call for poppers and last call for alcohol at 2 a.m. And all the gay bath houses sold poppers, and it became a
bro. Just okay, like setting aside like all of the horrid misinfo you're currently peddling right now, the idea that you were at all these gay bars and bathhouses, ayo, ayo, like I'm sorry, you were going to the gay bathhouses, because like, I know some people who go to gay bars and are straight. I've never heard of straight people going to the gay bathhouses, though. But okay.
Ubiquitous. And there were a number of people in the agency who said, this is not a viral disease, but it's a disease that is environmental.
It's 2025, man. How you going around saying that, like, HIV isn't viral?
Topic and helping enlighten others.
Oh God, Stellar911, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. I very much appreciate the support. You're going around, you're saying it's not a virus? Holy shit, dog. When's this video from? It's from, at the very least, like the last 20 years. And even if it's from the last 20 years, we've known it's a goddamn virus since the goddamn 80s. This isn't new. I had to look up what a popper is. I don't want to describe in detail. Look, guys, it loosens you up, okay?
And it's being caused to people who are, who are getting autoimmunity from doing these, from toxics. But for Tony Fauci, it was
yes, get the people who are getting autoimmunity from toxics.
Really important to call it a virus, because that made it an infectious disease, and it became
it is an infectious disease.
He was just a foodonchi. Don't judge.
Fair Lily Lump stuff. Oh, this is so fucking horrid, though. Like, this dipshit is now in charge of our entire healthcare system in the United States. And his belief here is flowing downstream to cutting off 10,000 HIV patients in Florida from receiving life-saving care. This man does not believe germs are real. Can I just reiterate for you guys that, like, he doesn't think germs are real, guys. He thinks that it's bad air. He thinks the bad air gets you sick. I'm not even kidding. Yes, he actually rejects germ theory. he believes in miasma theory? Yes. Yes, he does. Like we are like one step above, like, having made like a goddamn barber from
He
the
has a face
medieval
for
era.
radio and a voice for closed captioning.
Oh. Sake, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs, and just some real zingers tonight. You're on fire. The link I put shows that. Yeah, no, like, he genuinely believes in miasma theory, and like is one step above getting like a barber from medieval times to be like your national physician. Miasma, like that spell from Final Fantasy XIV? Yes, one and the same. He's a big believer in Final Fantasy XIV spells. This man is getting people killed. Actively. Now. It's infuriating.
RFK Jr. watched Inuyasha once and said, "Yep, miasma makes you cough."
Yep, that's exactly it. Thank you for the $5 dono, Nathan. But like, this is where we're at. This is where, like, the science denialism takes us. This is where, like, the conspiracy singularity takes us. Nothing is real. It's all just vibes. You know, whatever the president says, everything flows from that, and reality shapes itself to his whims. And it gets us a madman in the White House who is trying to start World War III with our closest allies, and also killing HIV patients for no reason, and also like occupying American cities with armed thugs who are roving around like lawless gangs. And like, I wish I could say it's going to get better from here, but it might have to get worse before it gets better, because a lot of folks still aren't really waking up, and because they're not really feeling the pain yet from these decisions. And like, a minority of people so far have already been feeling it, but it's going to take an awful lot more pain before folks in the United States wake up in a big enough way to put a stop to this. And I really wish we didn't have to go through that. So, folks, in order for us to avoid the worst of it, we got to get organized. So, what I always advocate, you guys know by now if you watched a number of my videos, join your local Dems, join your local DSA, okay? We need to radicalize our local Dems so they don't fall into this corporatist bullshit that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are pushing. And we need to join and organize our local DSA so we can connect our local worker movements with our local political movements and go forward from there. Kind of use DSA as an energy to revolutionize our Dems. You know, we gotta play with the cards we're dealt. Okay? And I know each and every one of you has an accessible Democratic Party and has an accessible DSA. And if you don't have an accessible DSA, you can make a new branch for folks in your area. Okay? So I need y'all to start getting more involved. It's not enough just to know the right thing. We have to start doing the right things and making that better world that we all know is possible a reality. So folks, let's go. Let's do the work. If you need help figuring out how to join, reach out to you need help figuring out how to join your local DSA, reach out to Gamergy. If you need help learning how to join your local Dems, reach out to Dragonfly. And let's start making a difference in what is happening here. Let's stop ceding ground to the corporatist trash that is ruining our entire country and all of our lives. And let's kick these bastards out of our streets. All that being said, also, if you got anything out of this, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested on cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. And I'm wearing some right now. It's super comfy. And check it out. Link down in the doobly-doo. And let's keep on going.
Riverboat Deck is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord.